Hello and welcome to Vision Vibes, and today we're breaking down the details of Sweden's NATO journey, from neutrality to alliance, the goals we aim to achieve, and the subsequent implications on the global stage. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you're ready to explore this multifaceted journey with us. In a dramatic shift from decades of neutrality, Sweden has officially joined NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. This move marks the end of an era for Sweden, a nation that had steadfastly maintained its neutral stance since the end of the Second World War. But now, with the world witnessing a resurgence of geopolitical tensions, Sweden has decided to align itself with the Western military alliance. This decision is not just a significant development for Sweden, it's a monumental shift that has reverberations far beyond its borders. It reshapes the security landscape in northeastern Europe, expanding NATO's borders with Russia, and introducing a new dynamic to the region's geopolitical chessboard. Sweden's decision to join NATO is a response to the recent Russian aggression, particularly the invasion of Ukraine. It signals a strategic realignment of the country, reflecting its increasing concerns about maintaining its security and sovereignty. Sweden's decision to join NATO is a game-changer, reshaping the security landscape in northeastern Europe. The journey of Sweden joining NATO did not happen overnight. It was a complex process, influenced by a series of geopolitical events and internal deliberations that eventually led to a significant shift in Sweden's foreign policy. Sweden, for decades, had maintained a neutral stance in the post-World War II era. This neutrality, however, came under scrutiny as tensions escalated in Eastern Europe. With Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the security landscape of the region began to change dramatically. The aggression displayed by Russia was a wake-up call that triggered a reassessment of Sweden's strategic position. The potential NATO membership of Sweden and Finland, two Nordic nations, was viewed as a development that could reshape the security landscape in northeastern Europe. It would increase NATO's borders with Russia, potentially strengthening the alliance's position. However, this move was not without controversy. Some feared that this expansion of NATO could provoke Russia, while others argued that Moscow's weakened position made it unlikely to retaliate effectively. The discussions around this issue were not just confined to the geopolitical arena. They spilled over into the domestic sphere as well, with President Joe Biden set to meet with the leaders of Sweden and Finland. This highlighted the domestic U.S. political implications of this development, demonstrating that the decision for Sweden to join NATO was not taken lightly. Concerns about Russian aggression were not just theoretical. They had real-world implications that Sweden had to consider. The country had to weigh the potential benefits of joining NATO against the potential risks. It had to decide whether the protection offered by Article 5 of the NATO Treaty, which obliges all members to come to the aid of an ally under threat, was worth the possible provocation of Russia. In the end, the decision was made. Faced with an increasingly aggressive Russia, Sweden was compelled to reconsider its long-standing neutrality. Sweden's neutrality, a cornerstone of its foreign policy for decades, was born out of the ashes of World War II. The nation had managed to remain neutral during the global conflict, a stance that continued to define its approach to international relations in the post-war era. This policy of neutrality had allowed Sweden to maintain good relations with both the Western and Eastern blocs during the Cold War, balancing its economic and political interests without having to choose sides. However, as tensions began to rise in Eastern Europe, particularly with Russia's invasion of Ukraine, this neutrality was put to the test. The security landscape of the region was changing dramatically, and Sweden found itself at a crossroads. The potential threat posed by an increasingly aggressive Russia raised questions about the viability of Sweden's neutral stance. Internal debates within Sweden began to heat up. Some argued for maintaining neutrality, believing that it allowed Sweden to maintain a unique position in international politics, while others contended that joining NATO would provide a more solid security guarantee in the face of potential aggression. As these discussions unfolded, Sweden was forced to reassess its long-standing neutrality. It had to consider whether its neutral stance was still tenable in the current geopolitical climate, or whether it was time to align itself more closely with NATO. This was a critical period of introspection and decision-making for Sweden, a time when its future path was being determined. As tensions rose in Eastern Europe, Sweden found itself at a crossroads, questioning its long-standing neutrality and considering a new path towards security and international relations. As the reassessment of neutrality progressed in Sweden and Finland, The potential NATO membership of these nations became a topic of intense debate. Both countries held strategic importance due to their geographic location, with Sweden's coastline along the Baltic Sea and Finland's border with Russia. Their membership would strengthen NATO's presence in northeastern Europe and could potentially shift the balance of power in the region. However, this was not a decision to be taken lightly. The implications were far-reaching, and the reactions from other regional powers, particularly Russia, were of significant concern. Russia viewed NATO's eastward expansion as a direct threat to its security, and had previously warned of serious consequences if Sweden and Finland were to join the alliance. The prospect of their membership was seen as a geopolitical chess move, with potential repercussions extending beyond the borders of northeastern Europe. While the potential benefits of membership were clear, including increased security guarantees and a stronger position in international relations, the potential risks were equally significant. The prospect of increased tensions with Russia, potential military escalation, and the potential loss of their unique position as neutral nations were all factors that Sweden and Finland had to consider carefully. As the debates continued, and the prospect of NATO membership became more tangible, the geopolitical landscape of northeastern Europe was poised for change. The potential NATO membership of Sweden and Finland was a game-changer, a decision with implications that would resonate across the region and beyond. It was a decision that would not only redefine their own national security policies, but also potentially reshape the broader security architecture of northeastern Europe. The decision-making process regarding NATO membership was influenced heavily by Russian aggression. Rising tensions and escalating incidents such as Russia's annexation of Crimea and its increased military activity in the Baltic Sea were clear indicators of a shifting geopolitical landscape. These actions were seen as a direct challenge to European security and highlighted the potential threats that Sweden and Finland could face. These threats, coupled with the strategic importance of their geographical locations, put a spotlight on their neutrality. Would it hold in the face of such aggression? Internally, these events led to a surge in public opinion favoring NATO membership. Many Swedes and Finns now saw NATO as a necessary shield against potential Russian aggression. Externally, other NATO members also applied pressure, seeing the inclusion of these two nations as a strategic move to counter Russia's influence in the region. Faced with these pressures and the escalating threat from Russia, Sweden and Finland made the momentous decision to apply for NATO membership. While this decision was met with mixed reactions both domestically and internationally, it marked a turning point in their foreign policy. From this point forward, their path was set towards deeper integration with the Western security architecture. The decision had been made. The process of joining NATO was set in motion. The implications of this decision, however, would unfold in the scenes to come. Applying to join NATO is a complex and rigorous process. This process unfolds in several stages, each designed to ensure that the prospective member aligns with the alliance's principles and has the capacity to contribute meaningfully to collective defense. First, a country expresses its interest in joining NATO. This serves as a formal invitation for dialogue and assessment. Sweden and Finland, driven by concerns about Russian aggression, initiated this step following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Next, NATO conducts an intensive evaluation of the country's political, economic, and military structures. The alliance scrutinizes the country's commitment to democracy, human rights, and market economy principles. It also assesses the country's military capabilities and its readiness to meet the alliance's defense and resource commitments. For the Nordic nations, this step was a rigorous examination of their readiness to contribute to the collective security of the alliance. Following the evaluation, NATO member states engage in a series of discussions with the aspirant country. This is a crucial step in the democratic decision-making process within NATO. Every member state has an equal say, and the decision to invite a country to join the alliance must be unanimous. Sweden and Finland had to navigate these discussions, addressing any concerns or objections raised by existing members. The final step is the signing of the accession protocol. This document details the terms and conditions of membership. After the signing, the protocol is ratified by the parliaments of all NATO member states, another testament to the democratic nature of the process. This journey, while complex, was one that Sweden and Finland successfully navigated. They demonstrated their commitment to the principles of the alliance and their readiness to contribute to collective defense. Despite initial objections from Turkey and Hungary, Sweden's membership was eventually ratified by all NATO members. This marked the end of their application process, but only the beginning of their journey as NATO members. Sweden's NATO membership brings about a slew of benefits and obligations. The most significant among these is the protection granted under Article 5 of the NATO Treaty. This article, often referred to as the Mutual Defense Clause, obliges all members to come to the aid of an ally under threat. It's a cornerstone of the alliance, ensuring that an attack on one is an attack on all. In the face of mounting geopolitical tensions, this security guarantee is not to be taken lightly. It provides Sweden with a formidable deterrent against potential aggressors, enhancing the country's security and stability. But membership is not just about protection, it's also about obligations. As a NATO member, Sweden now shares in the collective defense and crisis management efforts of the alliance. It's a commitment to uphold the principles of democracy, individual liberty, and the rule of law, and to contribute to the peace and stability of the North Atlantic area. Beyond these immediate implications, Sweden's membership significantly strengthens NATO itself. As the 32nd member, Sweden extends the reach and influence of the alliance, reshaping the security landscape in northeastern Europe. This expansion sends a clear message of unity and resolve in the face of aggression. Moreover, Sweden's equal say in shaping NATO policies ensures that its interests and perspectives are taken into account in the decision-making processes of the alliance. This is a crucial aspect of membership, enabling Sweden to influence matters of collective defense and security policy directly. With its NATO membership, Sweden now stands stronger and safer under the collective security umbrella of the alliance. The ramifications of Sweden's decision to join NATO are far-reaching and profound. The Nordic nations' strategic realignment, shifting from decades of neutrality to active alliance membership, has sent ripples across the geopolitical landscape. The potential reactions from Russia are a matter of considerable importance, given the recent history of aggression towards its neighboring countries. Russia may view Sweden's NATO membership as a challenge, possibly escalating tensions in the region. This move has effectively doubled Russia's border with NATO, a development that is unlikely to sit comfortably with Moscow. However, it's not just about Sweden and Russia. The role of the United States in this shift is crucial. President Joe Biden's upcoming meetings with the leaders of Sweden and Finland highlight the domestic political implications of this development. The US, as a leading member of NATO, will likely take an active role in managing this transition and any potential fallout. Looking ahead, Sweden's future within NATO seems promising. As the 32nd member of the alliance, it will have an equal say in shaping NATO policies. This membership also grants Sweden the protection of Article 5, obliging all members to come to the aid of an ally under threat. It's a significant advantage that enhances Sweden's security while strengthening the overall alliance. There's no denying that this decision has altered the security landscape in northeastern Europe. While the immediate aftermath may be marked by tensions and potential retaliatory measures, Sweden's membership could also serve as a deterrent against further aggression. It reinforces NATO's unity and commitment to collective defense, sending a clear message to any potential adversaries. As the 32nd member of NATO, Sweden's decision marks a major shift in the geopolitical landscape, with repercussions that will be felt for years to come. In conclusion, the journey of Sweden from a neutral nation to a NATO member has been a complex and intriguing tale. This significant shift in geopolitical alliances has marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter, one that is bound to have far-reaching implications. As we move forward, the world will watch with bated breath to see how this decision shapes the future of Sweden, the NATO alliance, and the global political landscape. If you found this video insightful and want to explore more about such pivotal geopolitical events, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content like this. Give this video a thumbs up if it sparked your interest, and feel free to share it with friends and family, so they too can delve into the fascinating journey of Sweden's NATO membership. As we continue to navigate the ever-evolving geopolitical landscape, stay tuned for more videos that aim to shed light on these intriguing developments. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Sweden's NATO journey, from neutrality to alliance. We hope to see you in our next video, where we will continue to break down complex political events in an engaging and accessible way.